politicians, I think more than half the world wants Benjamin Netanyahu in prison or dead. More than half the humans in the world want him to pay for the massacres he's doing in Gaza. If we go and calculate the humans. So we are speaking about this man here. It's even like, so he's done. He's trying to salvage himself, his career maybe, his prospects in the future to solve the Israeli problems inside. He still has a deadlock inside. The far right doesn't allow him to even question the soldiers that rape people, for God's sake. On the other hand, the settlements have been designated as illegal by the United Nations and by the ICJ, the criminal court. And on the other side, the hostages' families, he has delivered nothing to them. The goals he has put for himself to eradicate Hamas, to bring them back home, he haven't done any of these goals. What did he achieve, other than killing more than 20,000 kids? What did he achieve? Other than carpet bombing Gaza, which is an open-air prison aslan, in the first place. There's no strength in killing people that are not armed. There's no strength. They have zero strength. I mean, that myth, we used to have that myth in Lebanon as occupied people, and even in our father's generations, Danny, they used to call the Israelis al-Jaysh alladhi la yuqhar, the invincible army. They used to designate it like that, and we used to believe it. We used to think that the Israeli army is an army that can never be defeated. But I lived in 2006. I was 17 years old. 2006, 17 or 18 years old, yeah. And I lived and witnessed how we beat the Israeli army. We as Lebanese people in South Lebanon for 33 days remained in our villages, remained resisting, and we really were able to keep them out. They didn't win. So that army stopped being invincible for me, year 2006. And I think it is time for the world to see that this is not a country. This is a theft of a country. This is a theft of a nation. These people that you call Israeli citizens, they all came from somewhere. And if it's not them, their parents came from somewhere. They don't have roots here. They were born elsewhere. They have families elsewhere. They have livelihoods elsewhere. And they have other passports. As for us, we have no other place. This is our ancestors' homes and ancestors' lands. And when they come and they tell you are being anti-Semite, I mean, Danny, for God's sake, we are the Semites. I am a Semite person. We are the indigenous people of this land. Are you really serious? If there is any... Why does Israel ban DNA tests? Did anyone ask? Why? Because come again, we are the Semites. Palestinians are more Semites than Jack that came from Manhattan to take their home in Sheikh Jarrah. I am more Semite than Netanyahu, who came from Poland and changed his name so that we'd forget about that.
I think he lived in Pennsylvania for a while too. I think that's...
Yeah, but the name is Mejlowski
right.
or whatever. I mean, the ancestry is Polish, yeah?
Right.
Most of them are American or European or Russian. I don't know where they came from, but they are colonizers. This is not their land or their home. It's not about religion here. There's nothing about religion, and I don't think there's a religion in the world that calls for raping people and killing babies. And if so, we would all want to fight it. I mean, come on. Did you see the debate in the Knesset, Danny? They are actually debating whether it's legal or not to rape people.
Right. I know that there was an uproar among so-called the Israeli settlers. There was an uproar about that on the side of
Sidi Timan, in detention, Palestinians, many Palestinians have filed testimonies about rape and abuse, but some of them were actually hospitalized for injuries because of the rape they've been through. I'm talking about men. And the Israeli police obviously was coming to arrest the soldiers who did that. And the far right protested that. And then in the Knesset, they debated that. So it became a debate whether or not it's legal to rape people until they rape to death. Is this the democracy that you brought to the Middle East? Are we the terrorists? Really? And do we still care what you designate us? Let's repeat it. Let's say it again. This Israel that you are talking about has a debate in its so-called parliament to legalize raping people till death. Well, let's sit with that, and you tell me who's the terrorist.